What is up, everyone? And thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. You shouldn't let your friends use it either. I'm Mark the Monster, and here is our intro music brought to you by I Hate Vonnie. You can check out his music over on Instagram. That's I Hate Vonnie.
Got it out the mud, now I'm swimming in this dope boy and bathing. COD, double up, hands on a Kimbo, the clip on extendo, the stick that I'm clutching in a kendo. Count to three, then I ring the bell, make them hands get the raise. The cadence so raw, bro, the mic flow and nitro, it bang like some thunder, it's no wonder they be praised. The necklace on Tundra, you reaching it up 6 feet, I put them in a pack, on a Lundra, I'm blazing. Keeping it a stack, boy, them shots they been grazing. All these niggas whack, dog, you're not worth engaging. I'm that amazing, to make the boy black news, you turn to a stain, I'm on your head like some Beijing. Push me to the edge.
I'm all Joe popping in.
Let my hands spray the price for that thing still. Got your mama sprinting on your corpse out that bed. Standing up on business, I've been about the action, so bring your own faction of your gang rails. Hate Vonnie.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, bud?
None. What is up with you?
You know, I'm living every puppet's dream right now. Gotch down barbers. How you doing there in the chat? What's up? Nothing more fun than Gotch down pile driver.
Okay.
What do you know about a guy? No one's ever pile drove you. It's happened. I've had some scraps in my life.
Who? Wait, what's the worst bruise you ever gotten then? If you took some scraps, I just want to know.
One time, I was on the street. I don't want to tell you what street it was. It's very popular with other puppets. And there was this guy. He lived in a trash can, and a real angry person. A very, very angry guy. And he was popping off. And we don't use the F word around here, Joe. So I'm just gonna tell you that guy was effing around. He found out. I hit him up with a 2-piece and a biscuit. Got him all bound up in the neck.
Was it?
Put your pal in the neck.
Was it a soft biscuit or a hard biscuit?
Real dry, like a Popeye's biscuit.
Okay.
Popeye's biscuits ain't that dry.
I mean,
you put enough butter and honey on there. Popeye's biscuit's fine. I don't. You think no?
I think Bob does dry biscuits, but Bob got some dry.
I'll be honest, man. Most biscuits are dry. Like it's just kind of a thing, isn't it? Like
yeah, all biscuits are dry.
I'll be.
So I can't even say
honest. If someone said, "Do you want a moist biscuit?" I don't want that. I'm not eating that. That just sounds weird. Yeah.
The best biscuit you can get is from Chick-fil-A. That's all.
So,
Chick-fil-A.
I mean, I don't remember ever eating at Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
What? Yeah, I don't think. So, your sister and our daughter, they've told me that we've been to a Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I don't remember going there. I believe this was back when I was fighting. So they probably took me there with some post-concussion syndrome or something. I truly don't remember eating at Chick-fil-A. Why do you keep looking at me like that every time I say I don't think I've eaten at Chick-fil-A?
Hey. If it happens in your concussion stage of life, I'll let slide. I understand. I'll let slide. There's shit you remember and shit you don't remember. So, hey.
Man, I'll be honest. I don't think there's much shit I remember from all the concussions I've had. Like, we run into people all the time. All the time. Not so much anymore. But, I mean, we used to run into people all the time who wouldn't remember me. They would know me. Wouldn't have a clue who in the hell these people were, man. And they would give, like, a time frame. Sometimes Mindy would get the time frame out of them when they knew me. And we put 2 and 2 together, like, oh, I was probably getting hit in the head a lot at the time this person knew me, so I have no clue who they were. But it happened recently. We ran into someone who said a dude who said he used to work with me. And I broke my foot. No, it was before I broke my foot. It was at some local coffee place.
Okay.
And the dude who owns it or whatever is like, yeah, I used to work with you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we walked out of there. I told him, that's the first time I've ever met that man in my life. I don't got a clue in the world who the hell that guy was.
Okay. So,
I don't know who he was, man. I just don't know. I don't.
hey, it happens.
I feel bad when it happens. Like, because I feel like people think I'm being a dick, and I just genuinely don't remember who people are.
Look at it like this. Look at me as I give you advice, being the fact that I run into people all the time and I know them, but I don't remember.
It's
who
important
it
to
is.
mention, Joe.
Yeah.
You are a social creature. You are all about. You have friends and things like that. You're out there, and you want to talk to people. He is not. He is not that sociable of a human. Yeah, he's well, a bit of a monster.
Okay, in my defense.
Who the hell are you calling a monster?
Look, in my defense, I cannot help it. I got the most easiest name in the world to remember. Okay, 5 letters for crying out loud. I can't help it. Okay, 5 letters.
Oh wait, hold on. We got Freddie down here asking if that's what happened where he ran into me that day. I keep knocking this camera over. Well, I'm not in the studio. I can't get up to the second floor, but no, Freddie, I recognized you. Mindy was struggling because you were talking about tattooing, and she couldn't piece you together in a tattoo shop. And she's like, I know we know him, but I don't know anything about him doing tattoos.
Yeah.
And in her defense, it had been a couple years since we had seen you, and you turned over a whole new leaf and started doing a whole new thing with your life. And you were no longer slinging tacos, you were slinging ink. So, I mean, that's kind of on you, really.
You got a point there.
All right? Joe, you still need to get Freddie to give you some tattoos.
That's the same person talked to the last time about tattoos?
Yeah. Yeah. He can hook you up with some more Transformer ink.
Okay, cool.
Should I get a tattoo? What should I get?
Nothing.
I don't think you could get it. Why can't I get tattoos? I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want. I just don't know how that's gonna.
Wait, he can get a tattoo. You can be like one of them people that get the little eyeball tattoo. Get the little ink in there. It'll go perfect.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, I can't get my eyeball tattooed.
People do get the eyeball.
I don't blink.
That's the point of it. You can have like the sun and the white spot, like your eyes are opening.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If you get your eyeballs tattooed, I mean that's a hell of a commitment to making minimum wage. Like I don't know that you're not gonna on his hand. Freddie thinks you could probably get a hand tattoo. Hand tattoos hurt. I don't know. I think I can handle the pain. I'm pretty tough. I mean,
I try.
I guess
I try my best.
I mean, so I guess Mark's gonna get tatted up, and I'm gonna end up not being the most heavily tatted dude. And Freddie will bring the machine. I'll end up being the least tattooed dude on the show, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Joe, how many tattoos do you have?
I got 2 right now.
Freddie, does a sleeve count as one tattoo or multiples? The whole outline of my right arm was done in one setting. So is that one tattoo? I think that's one tattoo.
But Joe didn't hardly finish.
The outline's there, man. It's just been there for.
It depends.
Bro, I think I got that outline done 20 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, it's all theme. It's all the outline's all video game controllers. It's just my dude Eric passed away before we ever finished the tattoo.
Oh.
He did the outline and passed away, and we never got around to finishing that tattoo. It just and that's what happens.
Oh, never mind.
You got to remember that tomorrow's not a promise, and you gotta take advantage of opportunities and do things.
I did not know that.
You see, you talk to Joe too much, and you guys always talk about how I don't leave the house. I leave the house.
Oh.
So Freddie says it counts as multiples. So that might be like 11, 12. My foot would be 13, 14, 15. I might have like 18 tattoos though. Wait,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I got two on my arms right here, both sides. That just so
Oh
good old,
wait, I forgot about the one on my shoulder. I
just so good old.
don't know. I got a bunch.
Just,
I got a
I
bunch.
got some right here, just so good old Daddy-O doesn't see him because he's not a fan of tattoos. So I like put on a shirt so he can't see him. Lord, Grandma.
So you trying to hide tattoos from your parents still?
I had the first one, but yeah, he ain't a fan of tattoos. So as long as he know I ain't got it, he don't see it, he's cool.
Joe, what if he's currently watching the podcast?
He don't got Instagram. I try.
What if what if your sister helped him figure out his Instagram finally, and he's on right now, and he's so disappointed that you're tatted up delinquent, probably out there committing crimes.
I'm pretty sure he's seen it a couple times my stretch. I'm pretty sure he's seen it, but he ain't said nothing yet. So
He hasn't called you out yet.
he hasn't called me out yet, but I'm pretty sure he's seen it.
Ah, that's
Uh,
funny.
yeah, as long as it ain't nothing crazy, stupid, he'll be fine with. But if I do something crazy, like if I get my face or somewhere like hand visible, it'll be the end of the world. So I ain't gonna do that shit.
Freddie's right. You only die once, so live. Yeah. That mentality's the reason why I got a broken foot.
I ain't say
You
no
got a
more about it.
broken foot because you're almost 300 pounds and you were trying to grind a rail on a skateboard.
Time out. He's not 300
That's
pounds.
facts.
He's not 300 pounds. He ain't 300.
Oh, man, I'm like 290, 295 probably. I mean, I might be pushing 3 bills since I ain't been able to be that mobile the last few weeks.
I'll try to help you out, but he's gonna call yourself out on that.
Oh, man, I'm not pressed on my weight. I, I'm I've probably been stronger if you look at strength as far as like one rep maxes for like deadlift and shit. Um, but I feel like overall, just kind of strength long term because all my training is a lot more lighter weights but more reps right now to kind of switch things up. I've been to the gym still with the broken foot.
Yeah, I saw that picture. I saw it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
still
yeah.
still hit the gym. But I mean, my days of deadlifting over 600 pounds might be behind me. That might like trying to go to a one rep max for a deadlift. I don't think I've tried. Last time I did it was above 500. I don't remember what it was, but that was probably uh, June of last year, maybe something like that. I really haven't deadlifted since then, and I pulled away from heavy squats a lot. My foot was bothering me a lot with heavy squats, so I started doing more leg pressing and shit like that. So
Ooh,
I don't know where my squat would even be whenever this foot heals up. It's going to be a long time before I can put weight across my back, especially the way I would squat. We're talking,
damn.
man, like
Another.
easily 500 plus squat.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh,
I mean, I've
oh.
leg pressing. I mean, 900 pounds. So I don't know. It's gonna be a while before I put that kind of weight across my back. If I ever, I mean, I'm sure I'll do close to that again eventually, but
Not, not,
I'm not trying to re-damage the foot once it heals. So I'm all about longevity.
not, you do know the foot is like the fastest bone to ever heal. So
Yeah, but it's also one of the weakest parts of most people's bodies. Most people don't have strong feet, man, and for my days of fighting and doing martial arts, one thing I always would like read about is like, nobody really trains their feet, and feet break, and you're kicking people. It's crazy that I never broke my foot kicking people, but broke my foot on a skateboard. That's kind of crazy.
yeah, that is
But
crazy.
I digress.
And I make a good joke out of it.
I mean, I don't know. I got my dude Dan calling me Hot Wheels now because I'm on a knee scooter. So that's.
I ain't go that far now. I ain't go that
I mean, it's funny.
far. I know it's funny, but I didn't go that far. I just said logical in the text message, and that was it. Boom.
We're talking broken feet. Um,
Yeah.
Darby Allin
Uh-huh.
broke his foot pretty good. Um, I'll give you my thoughts on it. I think his broken foot's a work.
I think it's a work. I don't think it's a work. I think he really broke his foot.
I want to believe that it is a work because if it's not a work, I mean that really sucks for him. Uh, because he didn't know he was even going to have that match. Turns around, has the match with Jay White, then breaks his foot and can't do Everest. That's pretty shitty.
I mean,
So I think it's a work. I think that's to write him off of TV so he can go and do Everest.
I think it's really. I think it happened probably with him and Sting match where he did all them crazy ass stunts. He went through Wednesday thinking nothing of it. Then when got the match with Jay, oh, it kind of
If
like fractured more
if
and it
it's
broke.
not a work, it's not a work. That is probably a good sign of the universe telling him that he wasn't meant to do Everest this year.
I don't think.
It's a risky thing to try and do. I mean, people die all the time doing Everest.
Well, I forgot what all efforts is about. I forgot what it's all
But
about.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what the elevation is of Mount Everest, but it's a huge mountain. It's one of the most challenging climbs for experienced mountain. I don't know where Darby's at as being an experienced climber. Uh, but I mean, yeah, you have Sherpas with you to help you along the way. But I mean, every year, tons of people die doing Everest.
That's why they make you sign that waiver.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of motivated people die trying to climb Mount Everest. So I'll stay my ass in my chair, I guess. I don't know.
If I ever tried to get there, climb Mount Everest, I say the best I could probably do is 10 up, and I'll be ready to come back down, like 10 little climbs up. I'll be like, okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I mean, I get the appeal. I definitely get the appeal. I mean, there's something about pushing yourself and challenge yourself to do things that you wouldn't think would be possible. Um, so I get why people would want to try for sure. I don't think it's something I'd want to try.
I mean, it's just like rock climbing, like over in Cleveland. They do a little rock climbing. It's like that. You get scared. But as long as you keep climbing up, make it to the top, you good. I mean, I was scared for like the first 2 minutes. I couldn't even go further. But my friend kept pushing me to go. I went. Lucky I had that little strap on. I fell off. But I went back up. Whew. It was a scary moment. But whew.
Man, so I mean, this has been a great week in pro wrestling.
It has, but mostly,
Everything's been really good. The shows have hit the marks that they needed to hit and done the things they needed to do, I think.
yeah, but mostly every show this week has mostly been promos, long promos. Everybody doing promos.
Not Collision.
Well, not except for Collision. But I'm just saying the major shows always been promos.
Did you watch Collision?
I watched the last hour of it. Yeah.
Um, I think AEW as a whole kicked ass this week. I think Collision was infinitely better than SmackDown.
Okay. It was. I could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, SmackDown was just very sports entertainment heavy. And nothing about the matches really stood out. The Rock ran over on time, so all the matches had to be cut short. Seemed like Asuka got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about The Rock this week? His social media posts, his running over on time, the speculation that there's some it's rubbing people the wrong way in the back that he's
taking up time.
allowed to use profanity on social media and all the rest of them have to abide by PG guidelines and can't. What do you make of that?
I make of it is him trying to show everybody he's a heel, but in reality, he can't be a heel. He just not the heel type. Even if he came back with the Hollywood Rock theme this Friday, He
You
still
called that one. You said he needed the Hollywood Rock theme.
did, but he needs the Hollywood Rock thing. But what he really needs to do to show everybody he's not a heel is really stop showing the damn goosebumps. He keeps showing his damn arm every time he come out to the ring. He really needs to
Yeah,
stop that.
dude, that drives your sister nuts.
I know. I thought it was just gonna be
Um,
like last week, but then he did it again this week and did it with like a big giant smile. Like, okay, you're
Bro, my wife has gone from being a fan of The Rock overall as a human being to really, really despising him. And beyond it being his heel work, she just thinks that a lot of the stuff that he's doing, and I'm in agreement with her that a lot of the heel things that he's doing don't have a place in WWE in 2024. Certainly not in the wake of all the controversy that WWE has had in the last several months. Making the comments about he's people's boss and they're going to do what he says. I mean, the former chairman of the board felt the same way. We see what that led to. So I think a lot of the things that he's doing is kind of tone deaf.
I think he's just doing that to throw everybody off the Vinnie Mac situation, and he draws all the heat so everybody just forget about it. I think that's what the
Do you think it's
main
having
purpose is.
that effect?
You barely see anybody talk about it lately in the past 2 weeks. All they talk about is The Rock taking up time, The Rock cutting people's matches, The Rock this, The Rock that, and cussing verbal
Hmm.
on social media.
Man, you might be right.
Think about
Um,
it. Tomorrow he could probably put tomorrow. Let's just say tomorrow somebody says a new allegation. Then the next day, Mr. Rock goes on social media, talks about Cody Rhodes being a crybaby, then go and bash his parents, saying the dream, and then bam, what happens? The allegation is went out the window. Everybody, like, how could he say that about Dusty Rhodes? How could he say that about Cody's parents? Ooh, you forgot about it
Man,
just like that.
you're right. You are right. Um, I think the report coming out that there's that he's rubbing people the wrong way and people are upset with him in the locker room. Other wrestlers have a problem with him. I personally don't even believe it. I think that report is a work just to create some controversy, and I think that will be part of The Rock's social media promos this coming week.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see The Rock talking shit about everybody in the back. Oh, you're upset that I get to use swear words, blah, blah, blah. Um, do you think WWE goes TVMA on Netflix and loses the PG rating?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Netflix is paying.
You think Raw will be TVMA? You think it'll be?
I think Raw is going if it's on Netflix and not on your local cable channels where you gotta have restrictions. Netflix is the place to do it. Netflix will let you. Well, I don't think they're gonna do the sex scandal stuff, but they will say more private stuff.
I um I hope they don't. I know our age demo, we're supposed to be attitude era this, attitude era that, and I don't I don't want the attitude era again. I'm not particularly a fan of The Rock's heel work currently. Um, what I am enjoying about The Rock's heel work in WWE right now, and it being very Rock focused, is it's really making AEW feel like the alternative to WWE again. Like I feel like I have a sports entertainment show on SmackDown, and I have a professional wrestling show Wednesday night and Saturday night,
Mhm.
and Friday night also. But I still don't really watch Rampage.
I ain't watched Rampage since ooh, that CM Punk debut, whatever. After that, he showed up 2 or 3 times. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, I see things where they put up together a lot of decent matches. It's just that, I mean,
Friday
it,
at 11 o'clock.
it's just, yeah, 10 p.m. on a Friday night's a little difficult. Usually I just watch SmackDown. Um, and about, I mean, it's the end of the night. It's the end of the day. It's, now granted, I didn't watch all of SmackDown this week because it came to an end. I thought the main event there wasn't a lot to SmackDown.
No, it wasn't.
It was not it it wasn't a great show.
Even I feel bad. Poor Austin Theory messed up the stunner into that RKO. That was bad.
You think he messed that up? I mean, how else was he gonna get there?
I mean, I watched the replay several times. Like the way he took the stunner and then that little jump afterward. It was like it could
There
have
was a
been
bit of a
better.
pause
There's a
there, and it didn't
pause.
look smooth.
Yeah.
But what I find funny is a couple weeks ago, someone in AEW took a famouser from Daddy Ass, and I think it's one of the workhorsemen or whatever, and he oversold it and flipped up out of the ring, and it got so much heat online from people like, "Oh, this is the AEW, blah blah blah." Then Austin Theory sells a stunner like that into an RKO, and nobody says shit.
Hmm.
Both things look ridiculous. Both things were supposed to look ridiculous. Both guys in the situation did their job, and it was hilarious. Yeah, he had a bit of a stutter there before he launched himself to the RKO, but it was funny as hell.
I don't know.
I
It's funny.
popped for it. I laughed.
I liked it. I ain't saying it in a bad way, but it just that little pause that if it went a little bit faster, it could have went better. But I gotta give him credit.
Yeah, I don't.
He said that RKO pretty damn good every time he takes it.
Yeah, Austin Theory is a good talent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you progress the character in the future, but I'm sure they will find a way. I think that kid's really talented. I think he's got a lot to offer down the road.
You know what they say? As the member said, former board member said, that's the next John Cena.
I do not know how you get there. I don't know how you get to him being the next John Cena, but I mean, Cena started off as a heel too. Whenever he finally got traction and got going, but
Mm-hmm.
it could happen.
It can happen.
We got a crazy thing happening. WWE is allowing talent to work an indie show during WrestleMania weekend. Shayna Baszler is going to be part of Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. Bloodsport 10. That's her making her GCW debut, technically. She's been a student training partner with Josh Barnett for a long time. The story goes that Barnett reached out to Triple H personally to see if Shayna Baszler could be part of that show. And apparently, Josh Barnett and Triple H have been acquaintances for many years. A lot of mutual respect between the two of them. And Triple H said, yeah, he sees these things much differently than Vince did and sees it as a good opportunity for things. What do you think? Have you ever watched Josh Barnett's Bloodsport? Have you, or even ever as Matt Riddle's Bloodsport?
I watched the clips on YouTube of the GCW. I watched it. It's some really good, crazy matches, but yeah, it's good.
So I really, really enjoy Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. It it hits my old school nostalgia of my training, doing shoot fighting, training under Fujiwara, part of the Fujiwara family, and I love the work shoot style of pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think WWE did it terribly whenever they did Raw Underground.
Yeah.
But they were never going to do that correctly. They just ripped off Josh Barnett's Bloodsport and did it their way, and it was just terrible. But GCW and Josh Barnett put it together right. Karrion Kross has competed in it. Timothy Thatcher's done it. I mean, you have a lot of guys who are just real shooters. Get real shooters in there, and they can put together a good work shoot match. And I love it. And I think it's very entertaining.
All I can say is I feel bad for the male or female, whichever route they go to. Go
I hope
against
it's
Shayna Baszler.
Ronda.
Ooh,
I think it'll be Ronda.
I forgot about.
Who else should it be?
I forgot
It should
about Ronda.
be Ronda Rousey.
I forgot about Ronda being there somewhere around.
She's done it. She's done indie stuff for Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah, I know, but I just ain't heard her name mentioned in a while. That's why, forget about Ronda.
Who else should it be? I mean, it can be anybody.
I'd rather be like a.
But it's Mania weekend.
It should be. Like
it should be Ronda Rousey.
It should be an upcomer.
No,
making a name for themselves.
If you give her somebody else, it should end with a face-off with Ronda Rousey to hype up the next Bloodsport event and have those two face each other at the next one. WWE did not do that MMA rules match correctly. That shit was awful. Absolutely awful. Like, first of all, I just want to say, never expected it to be good.
I didn't think it was going to be good.
No expectation for it to be good. I don't believe. I mean, they did that same thing with Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez, and that shit sucked. The Ronda Rousey Shayna Baszler one sucked. Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher did an okay pit fight thing in NXT, but Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins fight pit thing sucked.
No, that wasn't good.
No. Bloodsport, they could probably do something decent. It would at least get people talking. It would. If you don't do it at this one and you set it up for the next one, you'll get people talking and it'll be a big deal. I think there's something that could be done there. I like that Triple H is open to these kinds of things.
It's Triple H. What's a good way to say it? He is thinking about making the brand better and easier for people to work with, not having like your little strict rules. Hey, look at him. He let Bailey go to the big business, but she hid. She was allowed to go. She was allowed to go to over New Japan as well. She was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H letting all the people do other things outside WWE on their free time off. Not while they're on.
I think the reason for that is because Triple H is a wrestling fan. You look at how he booked NXT, as NXT was the black and gold era, whenever it was the third brand of WWE, and it had
2.0.
Was still developmental, but wasn't really developmental. It had that underground feel to it. His approach to that was, as he said in many interviews, is he wanted to make a wrestling show for wrestling fans, what he would want to watch as a fan. I think he gets a fan perspective, much like Tony Khan does. The difference is that Triple H has operated inside of that corporate structure of WWE, and he understands how that machine operates. So he doesn't get too off the rails where Tony Khan sometimes could get a little, I don't want to say off the rails, but a little too fan-based. Like a little bit too much trying to do something to make the fans happy.
He gets a little cocky trying to come up with better ideas than WWE just to make you watch it and just give it a weird name.
I feel like he's gotten, like, 2024 AEW feels much different than 2023 AEW. 2024 AEW feels a lot like 2019, 2020 AEW felt. Where they're trying to be a pro wrestling show again, they're not trying to be a sports entertainment show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the influence was late 2022 through 2023 that had AEW feeling so much like it was just trying to be WWE and couldn't get there. I don't know whose judgment calls those were.
Well, they lost Cody. 2022, they lost Cody.
I do think losing Cody Rhodes was a huge hit to AEW.
So they had to come
But
up with better plans.
my thing is, who is the one trying to make it feel so sports entertainment-y? Who's the one who's got it back on track? QT said he was leaving because AEW was going a different direction of trying to be more like New Japan. So that would lead me to feel that QT Marshall was trying to make it be more sports entertainment. But then QT comes back.
I think QT just need a job. That's all it is.
I mean, he got the job because he was Cody's friend.
Yeah.
So you would have thought he would be able to carry out more of Cody's vision within AEW, but I think perhaps maybe there was just a power struggle. Maybe there was a want to change the direction of the company, and that was part of why Cody left.
No.
That's simply speculation, but
what QT really wanted was, he said in an interview, he just really wanted to work on Wednesdays. He was happy working on Wednesday and not having to do a lot of travel. And he said he would be happy. He was kind of happy to do Collision as well, but he'd rather work on Wednesdays. Just do a one-day show.
yeah, I mean, that lighter schedule, why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get a better work schedule and make more money, it's the way to go. I'm guilty of a career change to have a lighter work schedule, but I did.
Me too. Well, kind of. Yeah. Well, 90-minute drive a day, but hey, it's better. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you can reduce travel time and you can reduce, hours put in, you can. I mean, you're kind of making more money because you're putting out less time. So here's something I didn't know that I learned this week, and this is I don't know, we'll just call this segment just straight from the gram of me just, taking out things that are on the Don't Say the F Word podcast Instagram page and recap them here on the show. Did you know that Big Van Vader was born in Compton, California?
I thought you just put that on there.
No, he's born in Compton. Well, born just outside of Compton. His family, he lived in Compton. He grew up in Compton.
Damn, I thought you put out like, he just put that on there. I'm like, okay, no big deal.
Nah, I watched the whole thing about it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. They shared pictures of him and Snoop Dogg, and it just funny to me. Like, it's interesting that never came up during his career. I watched he was on Stone Cold's podcast. Whenever it was Stone Cold's podcast, and not the Broken Skull sessions. And Stone Cold talking to him about it.
Oh wow!
And yeah, like that's I was yesterday years old whenever I learned that Vader was from Compton.
I'm over here like, he just put that little stamp on there like straight out Compton. Okay, you being funny.
One thing I'm really enjoying in AEW right now is Bryan Danielson's work on Collision.
Ooh, that was good. Yeah.
He's really like putting together good matches. We had him and a friend of the show, Shane Taylor, on there, and their match was really good. I thought, Shane Taylor came out. This wasn't this past Saturday. This was last Saturday.
Yeah.
He looked really strong in that matchup. Like it was a great showing for him. Last night, Bryan Danielson and Zavada, like that match alone was better than watching SmackDown.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty. I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty. It was a good match. It was. It was not.
I think you probably had more minutes of wrestling in that match than you had in 2 hours of the SmackDown show. Someone can check my math on that. My math could be wrong, but it's certainly
Okay, let's.
how I feel. I feel that way, so we'll just pretend that that's just fact, I guess.
Oh, you take away 20 minutes of the ride.
Yeah. Another thing from the Instagram. Yeah, I don't know where this came from originally. Got sent to me on the podcast page. I shared it, and I did my own research on it after the fact. But AEW's pay-per-view buys year over year. This math is pretty close to what I could find. I did later share the WrestleNomics information, but I'll go over this with you right now because I don't know if you've even seen this one.
I think I
In
did see it.
2019, AEW did 3 pay-per-views, totaling 258,000 pay-per-view buys. In 2020, they did 4 shows, totaling 370,000 pay-per-view buys. 2021, they did 4 shows, total 620,000 pay-per-view buys. So that's almost, damn close to double from the year prior. 2022, 755,000 pay-per-view buys, and that was with 5 pay-per-views. 2023, they did 8 pay-per-views, 1.1 million pay-per-view buys. So far in 2024, they have done 1 pay-per-view, 170,000 pay-per-view buys. So in 2024, with 1 show, they've done more than half of what they did all of 2019, which is labeled by your wrestling journalist as AEW's hottest year, which was their inaugural year, rookie year. You got your resident pro wrestling dipshits like your Eric Bischoff and your Vince Russo. Oh, did I say dipshits? I meant journalists. I'm sorry. That I misspoke.
No, you didn't.
All apologies there. I would never intentionally call Eric Bischoff or Vince Russo a dipshit. But anyway, the dipshits like to say that 2019 was the hottest year of AEW, which the numbers would show that that's a lie. If
I think they just saying that because they had that big pay-per-view All In, which that was the best pay-per-view ever they had, All In. Then
the one last year at Wembley, or you mean the original All In?
the original All In that happened in 2019. I think that's what they're
No, the
going by.
original All In was 2018, and that wasn't AEW. So that's an important thing to mention. So a lot of people, the original All In pay-per-view, that first event in Chicago, that was the Kenny and the Bucks and Cody, they put that together. That was, so Tony Khan had nothing to do with that. Tony Khan was there as a fan, but that was a Ring of Honor show. The mistake Ring of Honor made was they didn't put their logo anywhere. All the ring was from Ring of Honor. Almost all of the production equipment was from Ring of Honor. Like, they supplied everything for Cody, the Bucks, Bullet Club, and New Japan to work with everybody on the indies and put together this WrestleMania of the American independence. Well, the worldwide independence, really, because you had tons of folks from CMLL. Penta was there, and you had all that. AEW didn't become a thing until January 2019. That show was a proof of concept that they could do it, and Tony Khan ended up coming in with the bankroll to fund it and essentially put Ring of Honor out of business. And then he buys them, and then he owns All In. That's why that's why there wasn't another All In done in AEW, and they started doing the All Out shows, because Ring of Honor owned the name All In. That's why they couldn't do them.
Oh,
Yeah. So when you look at it, once AEW was rolling, 4 years in, 2023, and you get to have that official AEW All-In show at Wembley, they do 1.1 million in pay-per-view buys for the year. 4 times what they did their first year. Now, granted, it's a little bit, it's almost 3 times as many shows, 2.5 times as many shows, but 4 times as many pay-per-view buys. Now you have your, just absolute TV production geniuses, the smartest guys in the room, and Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff, who will tell you that AEW is floundering and the TV ratings are the end all be all. And they're getting killed in the ratings. And even though they're number one on Wednesday night, that doesn't mean anything because they can't be making money. They're doing more pay-per-view buys every single year, which tells me TV ratings don't mean shit. Fans are watching it a different way. They're not watching in a way that the Nielsen ratings know they're watching. They're catching it through streaming platforms. They're following up on it through YouTube and social media outlets. They're listening to pro wrestling podcasts, like the Don't Say the F Word podcast, and they're learning about AEW and what's happening and what's great about the program. And then they're buying the pay-per-views. So low attendance in these arenas and TV ratings are not hurting their pay-per-view business model. And Eric Bischoff says that the reason WCW went under was because they weren't getting a cut of the pay-per-views, and that was where all their money was being made. So I would love to know how Eazy-E is going to take these numbers and tell me that it's reflective of Tony Khan not knowing how to run a wrestling promotion. Because if now again, I'm no math whiz, Joe, so maybe you can help me out.
Okay.
But 2019 to 2024 is 5 total years, correct?
That's 5, yeah.
5 total years is longer than 83 weeks.
Yeah, year and a half, year and a half, yeah.
83 weeks is only a year and a half. So that
Yeah.
tells me that Tony Khan has successfully run a wrestling promotion much longer than Eric Bischoff ran one that was successful. Now, granted, yeah, the 83 weeks was just the time frame that he beat Raw head-to-head in the ratings, and that's what people hang the hat on. But you know what? Outside of those 83 weeks, before the 83 weeks happened, and after the 83 weeks ended, WCW was complete dog shit. So I'm going to say Eric Bischoff was only successful in WCW for 83 weeks. Feel free to argue about that in the comments if you want to. My opinion. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm saying that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think AEW is putting out a great product, and the pay-per-view buys reflect that. And that's pay-per-view buys. That's not even pay-per-view pirates. You probably 3 times that there were people stealing it. Not stealing. Sorry, piracy. I don't know if it's stealing. I don't know what the legality is. I'm not condoning it. I'm not telling you to go out there and do it. I just don't know legally if it's stealing or if it isn't. I don't know.
It's not stealing if you use somebody else's account that pays for it and you just give like $10.
I don't know if
stealing.
That's right either, Joe. Neither of us are lawyers. None of this is legal advice. All I'm saying is that in my conversations with promoters from combat sports world, is they estimate that piracy is about triple the number of actual pay-per-view buys. So I figure if that's the basis within combat sports world, pro wrestling probably sees about the same, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
So you could probably consider that 1.1 million in 2023 for AEW, probably somewhere close to 3.5 or 4 million pay-per-views of eyeballs on the program while it's live. Now you could probably throw another mill on top of that easily people who watched it the next day in some way, shape, or form. I think AEW is doing just fine. So everyone's going to come along, our Dynamite Days of the world will tell us, it's WCW 2.0 and it's going under. You guys are wrong. It's just wrong. It's an opinion. It's a wrong opinion, but it's an opinion to have.
Well. I can say one thing that makes why they feel it's WCW 2.0 is because good old Tony Khan just swoops up everybody like Eazy-E did. He just swoops up everybody, gives them good, glorious contracts.
We've talked about this before. I think that's just him trying to give fans what the fans say they want. Everyone that he signed that was the COVID releases in WWE, your Cesaro's, Claudio, your Miros, Andrade, all these folks who fans were clamoring, should be pushed and they should be in the main event picture and all these things. Again, Tony Khan's a wrestling fan. He may have been in agreement with those fans who felt that way. And a lot of fans, when these guys came in, were very hyped for them to come in and thought they were going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
AEW is not WWE. It's not the structure of our writing staff's going to write you a promo, go out there and deliver this promo because we're pushing you to the moon. AEW is very much, here's kind of the framework of what we have for you. Go out there and get yourself over. A lot of these guys can't get over. Now, you can blame Tony Khan if you want to, but eventually you got to look at that talent and ask yourself as a fan, it's okay to be a fan of someone who's not a main eventer. I'm certainly a fan of many guys who aren't main eventers and never will be. But if you have a wrestling promotion, are you putting your world title on Miro?
Okay. Give me like 3 people to choose from. I can tell you. There's 3 people.
Okay. So we'll go with these 3. I'll give you 3 people to choose from, and you tell me we'll go Miro. So one of these guys has to become your world champion. I'm going to go with guys who have not been a world champion in the major 2 promotions. You have Miro, Eddie Kingston, and Darby. Who do you put your world title on?
Okay. I'll put them in this order. Just because this order. I will say first, I'll give it to. I'll give it to Darby first. That'd be my first pick. We'll give it to Darby. Just because he scratched his way. He did everything right. He did the whole kit and caboodle. He sacrificed his damn life for crying out loud. Yeah. I'll give it to Darby first. Second, I would probably say Miro, then Kingston.
So I agree with you that I would put the world title on Darby first of those 3. The next person would be Eddie Kingston, would be my number 2. I don't know what would have to be happening in my wrestling promotion for me to make Miro my world champion. With the character that we currently have seen him be, with all the characters I've ever seen him be. If I can't sit here and say, I'm going to rewrite something totally different for him to portray, and we're going to mold something different. I'm going with solely what these wrestlers have shown me that they can be. Nothing Miro has done has looked like a guy I would put in my main event. Because outside of the crowd singing Rusev Day, the only thing that's ever gotten over for him was when Eddie Kingston told him he could redeem these nuts. Eddie Kingston got the Redeemer Miro more over than Miro ever could. And it was Eddie Kingston's shirt that said redeem these nuts. Miro's shirt didn't say redeem these nuts. Eddie Kingston's shirt said it. So
I forgot about
that tells me Miro can't be your world champion. He can't be, he's not in your main event. Eddie Kingston cuts a promo that's coherent. It's believable. He feels it. Miro's vignettes are good. They're not bad, but nothing about his Redeemer vignettes translates into a promo he can cut live in the ring. He can't deliver that promo in front of a live crowd. He's never done it effectively. Anytime he's tried, the crowd is dead silent. You get nothing. They feel every word Eddie Kingston says. He's believable. It's almost like he has no idea pro wrestling is a work. And that's one of my favorite things about Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. He's kind of like going crazy, but yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I think Claudio is very talented in the ring. I'm not saying Miro's not talented in the ring. I'm not saying that. I just don't know. I don't know how you get the guy over. And I don't think he does either. But I think the same thing about Andrade. Look, he came back to WWE. What's he doing?
About to join the Judgment Day. Maybe.
Is that where he belongs? Is that going to work? What are we going to do?
I think he secretly, it might sound crazy, but I think he's trying to get Dominic Mysterio out the Judgment Day. I think that's what he's doing because
And does that even make any sense?
But you look at it, if you watch it carefully, every time he's around Dominic, the Judgment Day is never there, but then they come back around maybe 30 seconds. They show up, and he said, I don't know what he said to him in Spanish, but hey, he said something to him, and then they just walk away.
Yeah, I can see that, but then where does that story go? Like, what do you ever do with that? Like, is he going to adopt Dominic? Like, Dominic can only have a babyface run if he makes amends with his dad, and then I mean, he can't take on the mask. That's never going to work. He's never going to be a masked luchador. Dom still has so much room to go as a heel. Like he can remain a heel for a while longer.
I know he can. But that's
the only effective babyface turn in the near future for Dominic would be for him to somehow do the Iron Man at the Rumble. If he has a long run in the Rumble, that can help Dom work toward babyface. He doesn't have to win. But if he were to survive a long time, that could help Dominic start moving toward being a babyface. Like if I were tasked with how do you make Dominic Mysterio a babyface, I have him last an hour in the Rumble.
But I think with the new Andrade, I think he's trying to get Dominic out and make him become a good guy slowly, because the boos will go down since you can't hardly hear nothing he says. And I think Andrade really needs somebody who speaks good enough English on his side, in which Dominic Mysterio is the person, since he ain't got all the women on SmackDown. That's the last person who got it. I'm not even saying his English is bad. Not saying his English is bad, but I say that's
you could hook Andrade up to an AI system connected to Google Translate that translates his words as he speaks them. You're still not getting Andrade over. I'm sorry. He's not Eddie. He's not. He just isn't. People can tell me Andrade is charismatic, but whenever anyone tells me, I did this before on the show, before he left AEW, I asked, what's a good Andrade match. Tell me the best Andrade match. And all I got, everyone was the exact same match. It was him and Johnny Gargano. Not a bad match, but Johnny Gargano carried him, in my opinion. And there wasn't a suggestion of another one. Generally, if you ask people, hey, what's this person's best match? You usually get like this combination of like 5, 7 different matches. Tons of people just throwing their different ones out there. You don't get the same one from literally every person who responded. Every person said Andrade and Johnny Gargano. That tells me that's a damn good Johnny Gargano match. That's all I get from that. I think Joe's having technical difficulties there. You gotta. There we go. Joe's back. But I can't hear you. Still can't hear you.
You hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. You know.
It's gone again, man. Nope, can't hear you. Yeah, I still can't hear you. Yeah, no audio, Joe. Get it together, Joe. Can't hear nothing you're saying. I don't know why we ain't got Joe. I can see him. I can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
What
Okay.
was happening?
Family situation. That's all. We good.
Everything good?
Yeah, we good. We good. Ain't,
All right.
ain't nothing serious. Ain't a death in the family, so we good.
So I think I know how I'd book Dominic Mysterio to be a babyface.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
I would do I would have Ray become very passionate about wanting to win the Rumble. He wants one more world title match at WrestleMania next year. Uh, and, clearly next year is going to be Roman versus Rock, whatever. So he's looking at whoever's holding the heavyweight title. And very big deal. We're promoting the hell out of Ray at Rumble. Dominic enters early, number 1 or number 2. You could have it be against Ray in the beginning, I guess, if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be. But Dominic does like the Iron Man. He's been in for over an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's about to eliminate Ray. And Dom pulls Ray back in, but in the process gets himself eliminated. Sacrifices himself to keep Ray in the Rumble.
That's a good way to go. Good. Yeah.
Like, no fanfare in the moment of it. But then it's later, like, discussed about what he did and why did you do it. And he's like, my dad wants one more heavyweight title and he deserves it. Simple as that. Dominic Mysterio is a babyface.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad. That's not bad. Not bad. I could go with that. So you gonna keep Dom a heel for another 10 months? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's really the only effective way to have Dom ever become a babyface, and he doesn't have to be like a white meat babyface. The fans would slowly just get behind him. You could have Ray come out and thank him, and
Wait.
Dom doesn't have to come out whenever Ray thanks him.
Wait. What if you did like a little bit earlier, like they did at Money in the Bank, to speed up a little faster?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, because how does Dom help him at Money in the Bank? What, him and Ray are going up the ladder at the same time, and Dom's reaching for the briefcase and stops and lets Ray grab it?
The one God, what's the damn name? Escobar. Him and Escobar.
Have Dom take Escobar out and let Ray get the briefcase.
Yeah.
You can do that. I like the Rumble idea better because I think Dom would be a great Iron Man in the Rumble, but you can do that Money in the Bank. But I don't think we need to rush it
No.
because then we're not telling the story of Ray's journey back to a world title. You could do that with the Rumble because you could build up to Ray qualifying for the Rumble, blah blah blah. Vignette package. I've won it before and went on to WrestleMania to win.
Mm-hmm.
One last time, I want to be a world champion.
Yeah.
You could have Randy Orton win Money in the Bank this year. And then you could have Ray win Rumble. Ray goes on to Rumble, wins the world title, and shortly thereafter, Randy Orton cashes in on Ray.
I'm sorry, but it's not going to be Randy. Sorry.
No, it's not. Just saying. You could.
But there's already like a poll that's saying who's going to win this year Money in the Bank. So, hey.
What's the money on? LA Knight?
Where they going to be at?
Toronto.
Who's in Canada? Who's the only one left in Canada? That's
we got Sammy and we got KO or Canadians.
There you go. Sammy. Money is on Sammy.
I can see that. I hope he brings back El Generico for it. That'd be great.
He still got the Hulu kids. That's about it.
All right, Joe. It's that time of the week.
All righty.
Who is your wrestler of the week?
All righty. My wrestler of the week didn't really do much this week, but he went out this week on a good tragedy moment. I really don't know how people can do this, but my wrestler of the week goes out to Angelo Dawkins because he had tragedy Friday morning. RIP. He managed to go to SmackDown. I really don't know how him, Jeff Jarrett, Mark Briscoe, all can just go out there with a happy face, act like nothing personal happened to them that day, and put on.
Definitely thoughts go out to Angelo Dawkins and his family. Losing your mom ain't easy. How he went out there and performed, beyond me. But at least she got to see her son fulfill his dreams. That's awesome. But doesn't make anything easier.
Yeah. So wrestling wise, there was some good, but then that one, when I read about that this morning, that one it just it hit home. It made you feel different. So I'm like, that's what I'm gonna pick for this week.
A lot of folks want to see the Street Profits break away from Bobby Lashley. I find it weird.
I heard some even said, who was it? Cross said he feels that Montez Ford would be the better leader of the Pride than Bobby.
I can see that. Montez Ford is a very charismatic guy, great in the ring. So is Dawkins, though. I do like Bobby Lashley. I've never felt like, I do think the Hurt Business was a good fit, but they had MVP. And I think without MVP, there's not really a reason to have Bobby in a faction.
And they need something Benjamin Alex Selden for that, too.
Yeah, that's for sure. You ready for my wrestler of the week, Joe?
I'm ready for it.
My wrestler of the week has had back-to-back weeks of great matches where he has looked great and his opponent has looked great, and that's Bryan Danielson.
Okay.
That's my pick. He's one who I've never had as my wrestler of the week before. He's so talented in the ring. Just sometimes his stuff, even though the matches are really great, it doesn't necessarily resonate with me all the time. But the last couple of weeks, man, him and Shane Taylor was a great match. Him and Shibata was a great match. Um, I think it was great from the kickoff collision with him and Shibata. I think it was a weird decision to end collision with Adam Copeland,
Spike.
Edge,
Spike.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't. I like the reference to Mick Foley. Hopefully Mick shows up. That'd be cool. He does want to have
Mm-hmm.
one more match, and maybe AEW is a spot for Mick's one more match. We'll see.
That's right.
But I'm not a big Edge fan. I've never been an Edge head. I didn't think his promo was very good. I thought Spike presentation was silly. Uh, I didn't think his promo was as bad as Mercedes Moné either. So I guess that's one thing. Uh, and that's not even me being a grumpy old man yelling at the sky. You also did not enjoy her promo.
I didn't. I told you I did. I really didn't like it. It was just like when the entrance came out, I didn't recognize the theme. All you saw was blue. Then it was like then they started chanting CEO, CEO. I'm like, oh God, that's when I knew it was her, with the CEO. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, the only good thing about the CEO chance and that being her entrance is the inevitable feud with Britt Baker. So you have CEO versus DMD.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I couldn't care less. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Like, not for me. But I digress. It's for somebody, and I guess you told me she's making a lot of money. So
That's what the rumor report is. She is the top highest selling female wrestler, even more than Charlotte.
hey, good for her. I'm happy for anybody making money. With that, Joe, what are your predictions for the week?
All right. I'm gonna say Monday night at 9, you will see the American Nightmare do his little crybaby promos again, making the fans.
Okay, don't no, come on now. Don't be Cody Crybaby in it. You're not Dwayne. Don't act like Dwayne. Talk
Nah,
about
nah, nah.
old man yelling at the sky ass Dwayne with his
Nah.
1997 uncreative ass promos where he's singing off key and his lyrics don't make sense. Dwayne.
Okay, okay, okay. But here's my prediction. Since they had a whole lot of backlash last Monday about the Chad Gable's shoulders not pinned, I think they're going to announce that it will be a triple threat at Mania for the IC title.
I would be okay with him doing that. Honestly, I would like to see a triple threat. Just because I believe Chad Gable should have won that whole thing. That story's been being written, so I don't know why you would have Sammy win. I get, you know, give him a prize after how hot he was a year ago, but I don't know. Should have been Gable.
Yeah.
Should have been Gable. Uh, me, I'm gonna make one prediction. My prediction will not be WWE related. My prediction will be AEW related. We got Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, TNT title. Uh, I mean, they're gonna have to put the belt on Adam Copeland, right?
No.
You don't think so?
I like that belt on Christian. I ain't gonna lie. I think this is the year of Christian Cage,
So
where he proves he is better than his childhood friend Adam Copeland. I think this is his spotlight. This is his time to shine.
I mean, I've said multiple times I think he's had a better return to wrestling than Edge has. So if you don't think they're putting the TNT title on Edge, do you think Eddie Kingston drops the Triple Crown to Okada?
He did a better powerful Rainmaker move. That's all I can say about that. That Rainmaker,
You don't like the lariat?
I like it, but the Rainmaker, this clothesline.
It's hard to get a lariat over in North America as a finisher. No one's done it since JBL.
I know, but I watched him do it a couple of times, and just like he got gotta do some more running, more force to get it off of do on Eddie Kingston. He might have to jump, maybe do a little leapfrog. I don't know.
But do you think he beats Kingston?
I think he beats Kingston because you gotta look at it this way. They brought in the second top star of the year, and you're gonna have the Young Bucks do their little bossy, like, oh no, Eddie won, but we're gonna restart this match, and they're gonna find some little cheap ass way to get the belt off of Eddie Kingston.
I definitely think we're going to see some heel nonsense for Eddie Kingston to lose those belts to Okada, which I think will be good because I would like to see a lengthy feud between the two. I would like to see Eddie get a rematch, and maybe they play hot potato with those belts for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with that. Bounce them back and forth a little bit. Make those belts become something sought after, as opposed to just some stuff Eddie Kingston's carrying around right now. But I definitely think Okada should beat Eddie because I think we quickly need the image of Okada with all three of those titles.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Rainmaker. He needs to make that entrance with that money falling from the sky, draped in gold. He can go on a belt collector crusade like Kenny did. I'd be down with that.
I think that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna lose to Eddie Kingston. I mean, yeah, he's gonna beat Eddie Kingston. Yeah.
Well, I think that's solid predictions. We know there's nothing to predict about SmackDown. The Rock's going to come out. He's going to cut a Rock promo.
Wait. Fun fact of the day. Did you know The Rock has appeared more on SmackDown than Roman Reigns did this year?
Yes, I am aware of that. I don't know. One question for you before we call this an episode. Okay. The Rock referenced himself as the final boss on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
If The Rock is the final boss, does he outrank the Tribal Chief?
I don't think so.
No?
I think I think he could be. This Tribal Chief is like an inherent. It's like a family tradition. I don't think he could beat anything. The boss can't beat the Tribal Chief. The boss would be like your manager. The Tribal Chief is like the vice president. So I don't think he can do that.
All right. Time will tell. Time will tell how this turn happens between those two to get us to their match. But thank you, everyone who has checked us out live on Instagram. If you didn't catch us live on Instagram, thank you for checking us out on Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, wherever you're getting your podcast from, wherever you're finding us. Thank you. We appreciate it. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'll be honest, most of this shit I share for this podcast happens on Instagram. I'm too old for TikTok. It's about to be illegal. Facebook, I don't know. I just don't really. I don't. If Instagram's not automatically putting it to Facebook, 90% of the time I'm not putting it to Facebook on my own. I just don't care much for the platform. It's not. I don't know. We get better engagement. We interact better with our fans here on Instagram. It's much more solid spot for me. But hey, wherever you find us at, thank you. Plenty of articles on the website whenever I get around to writing articles, but we will be back next Sunday and we'll be dropping some stuff throughout the weekend, Instagram. Joe, any final words for everybody?
No, just tune in and watch more of the matches get added to WrestleMania.
There we go. We're out.
All right.